I can't stop people from invading my privacy. That doesn't mean I want my privacy to be invaded. You know, and people who think that they have something other than negative feelings about me and still continue to invade my boundaries and are just, and I think they excuse themselves by telling themselves that they have positive feelings about me, and so it's okay for them to invade my boundaries. And it's not. The thing is, I can't stop them. I can't stop them. And I realized right from the very beginning, when I realized that my privacy was being invaded, that the people who were doing it were not people that I was going to be able to stop from doing it. Either they have a lot of money, or they're like, you know, I mean, especially like governments. I'm not gonna be able to stop governments from invading my privacy. And even if I had a lot of money, I wouldn't. There's no program that I would be able to buy that would be able to stop, you know, a government from, you know, hacking my bank account, listening to my phone conversations, hacking my computer, and all of those things. I knew that right from the very beginning, and so at the beginning I tried to just do something positive with it, and then but like I would, like, you know, I had a voicemail that I had gotten when I was homeless, because I didn't have a phone, and that's a service that's for people who, when they don't have a phone, and then it's free, you know, and I didn't, and I was, sometimes I left messages in it for a while, after I got a phone, and then but I was always, I think, just trying to do something positive with something that was very negative, which is the fact that I didn't have any privacy. And I did say that, I would continue to say that. I would say, you know, I don't want my privacy invaded, and yet it was like, okay, well, you know, finally I realized people were just felt like it was all right that they were invading my privacy, because I was, like, in a way participating in it, but I had done that because I already could tell that there was nothing I could do to stop those privacy invasions. So I got rid of the voicemail. I've tried to just break myself of the habit of doing things that way, because I think for the most part, because I think that it's, even though other people are invading my privacy, I should still try to live as normally as I'm able to live, and that in itself is kind of like a form of protest against what's happening. Although, you know, sometimes, I think when someone is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you know, you don't necessarily have, you know, an obligation to just let it all be to their advantage all the time, right? So I mean, especially if it's something that's some kind of serious imposition on your life. So, you know, if there are other times when I, you know, we'll say something, because like I could even just like type something on the computer screen, and not publish it anywhere, and I know that a lot of people would see it. So, you know, it's still, since my rights are being invaded, for me to, you know, for me to like use the fact that my rights are being invaded in a way that this, you know, to my advantage in some way, or that I think is like towards achieving a goal that I want to achieve, I have the right to do that. It's like my rights aren't being respected at all, right? So, you know, if my rights aren't being respected at all, you know, at least, you know, there may still be times when I try to put that to my advantage, to the extent that I'm able to do so, which really kind of isn't much. And I think what happens with people who are abusive, whether or not they're trying to be abusive, especially with something like boundary invasions, is that they are, you know, infringing on someone's ability to live a normal life, but then they get so used to it because the person can't stop it. They get so used to dealing with a person that way that their idea is, okay, well, you know, you haven't stopped whatever the activity is that I'm invading, that I'm imposing upon, that I'm you know, preventing you from doing it in a normal way, and therefore it must be that you don't mind the fact that I'm doing it. When in fact, because they have dehumanized the person. You know, I think there are people who are perhaps thinking, oh, you know, like I like you, and that makes it all right for me to invade your boundaries, and it doesn't make it all right. You know, there are certainly people who don't like me who invade those boundaries, and they're never concerned about how I feel about it. You know, they have a goal that has certainly something other that has nothing to do with, you know, whether or not it's all right with me, and they couldn't care less if it's all right with me. But I think there are also other people who don't have entirely negative feelings about me, but they don't realize that their behavior is abusive. It's still abusive behavior, even though they don't have, you know, totally negative feelings about me. But that's you know, that's what it means to have people really chronically disrespect you, whether they realize they're being that way or not, right? Is for them to, you know, say their attitude, whether or not they say it in so many words, is, oh, you know, it's all right, you know, it's all right for me to continue to invade your boundaries because you know, I like you and I know you get upset, and that's really cute when you get upset, and blah blah blah. It's still invasion of boundaries. It's still abusive. It's, you know, and the fact that there isn't anything I can do. There isn't anything I can do to stop people listening to my phone conversations. There's nothing I can do to get them to stop hacking my blogs. You know, what I'm going to be able to do about other types of privacy invasions, you know, I don't know. I mean, I tried. There, you know, I'm sure there have been cameras on all sorts of places. I mean, at this point, for example, there's nowhere in public that I will use a restroom that I won't turn the lights off if I'm at all able to turn the lights off, right? And I will, and it's difficult. And I bet I'm not the only person who will, you know, wait hours to go to the bathroom until I find some place where I can turn the light off, or if I really, you know, am somewhere like that where I can't turn the light off, it's tough for me. It's tough, and that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing that's very insidious about boundary invasions and taking someone's privacy away. You know, is you really are. It's just this. It's like a constant pressure, a constant stressor, a constant dehumanization, the erosion of someone's ability to just live their normal life and just be a person. And I think other people are not necessarily thinking about it that way. You know, but that's really the way that it is. And the fact that there's nothing I can do about it, and the fact that people are not listening about it, and the fact that I will never be able to restore my privacy as far as like phones are concerned, and email and all that sort of thing. It's one of the reasons that I feel a lot of paralysis. It's one of the reasons I'm not really just a depressed person, but it's very depressing. It's very, very depressing to have no freedom. I really have no freedom. I have no freedom whatsoever. Right? And even someone who thinks that they have only positive feelings for me, you know, that you should understand. I'm the one who has to live my life, and I don't want my privacy invaded. And whatever it is that you feel about me, it's still not alright for anyone to treat me this way, you know, no matter how they feel about me. You know, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like people are thinking, you know, a lot of people are thinking, all right, well, you know, if I'm invading your life, this is them speaking about me. If I'm invading her life, and yet she keeps doing the things that trying to live her life in a normal way, right? And if she really, I'm not being articulate about this. Things like scrolling through my phone, you know, scrolling through my phone for me to look at things, you know, and people are feeling like, well, you know, we haven't stopped hacking your phone, so what should I stop using my phone? I shouldn't have to do that.